Hello and welcome to another edition of Mailbag. What is Mailbag? Well, Mailbag is a feature of the channel where you guys leave lots of comments on the channel and I attempt to answer those comments, or if I can't answer those comments, I throw it out to you guys who have more knowledge on some of this stuff than I do. So let's get into the first mailbag of this session. Remember, like, comment, subscribe to the channel. Go over to Instagram and follow me there. Go over to Facebook, follow me there. That's where the normal notices are. And consider becoming a Patreon. Next comment or question comes from Sean C. In response to a tongue-in-cheek SMR I did called "Do You Have an OnlyFans Account?" A video I did in August 2022. And Sean writes, "See past. No! LOL. Sounds like the old theatre in the red light district who wants to start showing Disney and Top Gun movies instead. However, they are best known for nefarious content. Can't see a parent taking their kids there knowing who else sat in the same seat." It's very tongue-in-cheek. So this was actually in response to a podcast I listened to last summer. And that podcast was actually relating to what was the business model for OnlyFans. Now, many of you will know, as Sean writes there, that OnlyFans basically is a platform that has been taken over by the porn industry for nefarious content, as he puts it. Because effectively with an OnlyFans account you are paying the creator, you're not paying the platform. Real big difference between that and other platforms like YouTube, where you're effectively paying YouTube and YouTube pays the creator an amount based on things like traffic and adverts and stuff like that. But with OnlyFans, if you log on to an OnlyFans account, you are paying your money directly to the creator, and OnlyFans takes a commission, which is considerably less than the other platforms, which is why that industry has really made a beeline for OnlyFans. And to be honest, what Sean has said is the response many people have said about that video and the OnlyFans platform. They can't look beyond, as you say, the nefarious content. But it's a simple payment model and there is a lack of the middleman that really appeal for this type of platform. And there is few, if none, other platforms that operate in this way. As a content creator, being directly connected to your subscriber is quite a big thing. The subscription moves the subscriber to creator without actually having hidden advertisements, hidden platform fees. It's a much simpler model to administer. It's a much simpler model for the platform to administer as well. And what I find really interesting is the fact that there is nobody else challenging OnlyFans with this model. Then, as I said, there may be other platforms, but I don't know of them, that are doing something very similar. And this is because the content on OnlyFans is just not well known, as in other content, rather than the nefarious content that has been referred to. I actually have an OnlyFans account. I'll be honest, I do actually have an OnlyFans account. I haven't done anything with it. I created it to protect the name of the channel. I'm not sure whether it was a great idea or a wrong idea to do it, but the whole idea was that I wanted to make sure nobody got my channel name on OnlyFans, which is the reason why I created it. But I've done very little with it. But on the other side of it, there is a policing issue, which is how do you police these platforms if the content is held behind a pay firewall, or paywall as they call it. I do think it's something worth exploring. It's something the channel may well explore in the future, and move some content away from YouTube to OnlyFans. I just don't know at the moment whether that is actually a working, viable model for the channel or not. I definitely think it's a better platform than the whole Patreon thing, which I have to be honest, at this point in time, I am really considering whether I continue with Patreon, because I'm just not getting traction on Patreon for probably many reasons. I'm just wondering whether another platform would be a better platform for the content of the channel, but we shall see. We shall see. Next one comes from ZZ Studio. Response to a user's view of the Roland Fantom, a mailbag I did in September 2022. And ZZ writes, although they added features with OS upgrades, since its release, I honestly cannot recommend the Fantom as it stands. Really interesting point of view. I own a Fantom 7. I bought it when it came out for the price point, and for the price point, it just doesn't deliver on a professional level. The hardware is mostly great, but the software is just typical Roland. As if no developer has actually worked with an instrument. It is so frustration. Now, it's always interesting to get other people's views. I say this all the time on the channel. I don't own a Fantom. I haven't really got under the bonnet of the keyboard. So at this point in time, and still now, my knowledge is limited to the experiences that you, the community, feed back through the channel. If I'm honest, it's not unusual for the hardcore development team to be completely disassociated with the end user musician. And it's unclear how many people worked with Roland on the user interface and the workflow through the keyboard. But it's not just a single instance of this occurring. Other manufacturers have done this in the past and have gone down the same path, producing a fantastic instrument that was an utter bastard program, and to make it do what you wanted it to actually do. Interesting to hear your thought. The issue was software based and the hardware was mostly great. It just means they need to get some usability studies done to get the workflows correct. And that's kind of where we have to sort of hope the manufacturers take this to point. You can't develop an instrument without real world users doing real world tasks on it. And that doesn't mean some influencer doing some fly-by-night video on YouTube. That means getting the hardcore service techs to actually work out how do they program this thing, because that is the usability of these high-end workstations.